It's Jonathan Taylor. Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, 65 yards. And the Colts are on the board here first in the season opener.
We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has to actually exceed expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a quick strike offense. They want to score as quickly as possible and run a defense into submission. What they have to understand is, while they got it done there, long way to go. Don't get discouraged if you have to run a few more plays on your next drive.
The extra point hits the left upright, but goes through anyway. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback. And they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Stroud. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
Now, 1 for 1, a lot more to go. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this.
Damn, there's 12 niggas in. What the fuck, y'all deep? What's up, y'all? What the fuck?
Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
Come on, come on. Show ass down.
DeForest Buckner with a sack, the former number 7 overall pick.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them. and they get their first sack of the contest.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Colts are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Cup 19, Cup 19, 19 Lions. 70 Red, 60 Maverick, 60 Warriors, 7.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Richardson going to change the play here.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long.
Mustang Knight, Panther 60, Panther 60, 18, Pioneer, Dragon 60, 18, Rattler, 18, Rattler.
From the shotgun, Richardson. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
On 4th down, the Colts will call on Rigoberto Sanchez for the punt. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
All right.
And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Fourth down. Here's Stroud. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
First and 10, Taylor now.
They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
At the 14-yard line.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Pass taken in by his big tight.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Tyler Warren from 10 yards out. And the Colts are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Texans nothing. Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
15 yards, the Texans pick up the first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
But, oh, he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. Here's second and 10. Now Stroud.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 15-yard line. Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here we go, let's go.
Stroud to throw it. That's complete to Day.
He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a third down coming up. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the gun on third down, here's Stroud. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 75. And the Texans have got it back to within a score. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7.
Kaimi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
70 Lions.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 85 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Well, you know they had a third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Here we go. 60 Bobcats. 60 Bobcats.
Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Cowboy 80.
Throwing on second and long. Richardson. Into space at the 45. Down the right sideline. Jonathan Taylor. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Colts have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Stroud off the play fake. And incomplete on the deep ball. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. And that catch number 100 for his young career. And remember, only in his second season. The future bright. Mixon with a first down carry. Room here to run. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Back to Mixon on first down. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Tackle there by Nick Cross.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Stroud looking to throw. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. As Stroud now to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Now Richardson. Left side, he finds Pierce.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Ready? 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10.
A gain of 15 yards. And the Texans 1st down. A gain of 15.
Stroud sets up the play action. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins.
It'll go down as a gain of 6. And it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
Here's Stroud. This one caught downfield by Higgins.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 18. That one goes for 24 yards.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the gun, a give to Mixon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Throwing now is Stroud.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Stroud. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Colts are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to.
It got his man complete. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Get it. 60 Bobcats. 70 Lions. Ready.
Off play action. Richardson. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. Seibert's kick is good. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Rigoberto Sanchez to kick off for Indianapolis.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they...
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
A gain of 10 yards. A fumble on the play. Out of bounds. The offense retains possession.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
His 49-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Once again, they run with Mixon.
And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. 87 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Got a man. It's Collins complete.
And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. It's a gain of 35.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Here we go. 118. What's that?
Mixon. Fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of its hands quicker.
This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Stroud. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Touchdown, Houston.
Dalton Schultz. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will get into the end zone, and a two-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game.
15. Ka'imi Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
But, Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
On second down, here's the option.
He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
Get it. 70 Lions.
Richardson.
That is caught. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the 3rd quarter. Another big play right there.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Now it's Richardson. Now he'll tuck this and run. He's got his man. It's Pierce.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The passing game for the Colts finding its stride, another 1st down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
At the 16-yard line.
Ready.
2nd and 7.
Go.
Richardson looking to throw.
He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
Let's go now. 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready, ready.
Now Richardson back to throw it.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. That'll give him 8 that time. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And And the surge is going to be too much defensive backfield. He tried to do it himself, but couldn't find his way to the marker. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener. Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
He finds his target. It's Schultz.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
And that's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the first down.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Now a 2nd and 10. Stroud.
That's complete. It's Collins.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Okay, so roughing the passer, and I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see week one as your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week, but boy, are you on target. This is just depending on him to take him through 17 games, so you definitely can't let him get hurt right now.
15 yards last play and 15 yards here this go-around.
First down. Here we go. Gain of 15. First down.
Marks now on 1st and 10.
And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the fourth quarter. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Now Stroud. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
The Texans on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd down and 12.
Stroud to throw it. That is incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 54-yard attempt.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good. And that will keep the lead at 8. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their background. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
from the 48-yard line. Here's second down and 7.
Viking 18. Trap 60. Trap 60. 60 back. 60 Bobcat. 60
And they just did not get the snap away in time. Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
Let's go. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. Warrior 70.
Here's Richardson to throw. A short one there, caught by Warren.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little...
Richardson under pressure, and down he goes.
The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
Big loss on the play.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Texans will take over. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives them a first down.
And that's a much-needed first down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts.
JT Tuimoloau.
It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
It's 2nd down.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
That is caught by Dell.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. It's a gain of 34.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Mills.
Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Schultz.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Now 2nd and 4. To throw, Mills.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Texans, 1st down.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Here's 1st and goal.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Mills.
To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you've got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal. Mills looking to throw it.
And he's got it. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Here's a big one. It's 4th and goal.
Let's go now. Cougar 19.
Mills to throw for it on 4th.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Jaden Higgins,
a 5-yard touchdown.
And the Texans have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
Line up for the 2-point conversion.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. They're going to try and run for it. And he's going to get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion successful, and we've got ourselves a tie football game.
What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth, all tied 4th quarter as the kick is away here.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Here's 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
He stiff arms it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of
Boy, missed tackles.
yards.
That could be their downfall, Charles.
Yeah, they actually let him out of bounds there. Instead of the clock continuing to run, they let him out, and it turned into another timeout for him. Not good at all.
Back to Taylor on 1st down. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Ready? Cowboy 80. Go.
Here's another kneel down as he'll try to set up the game winner. Here comes an important one now for Austin Seibert. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. The home crowd here absolutely loves it, as they should, getting the field goal in the closing moments and likely going to get out of here with a W.
A W, celebrations all around. How about how everyone's going to leave this stadium, right? And you know something? He probably makes more money than most of the 60,000 people here. But they're all willing to buy him dinner tonight, aren't they?
Oh, they don't care. He's a man of the people right now. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
All right. 118. What's that? Hey, uno more.
One final shot for C.J. Stroud. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division